are down in the basement, which is our seed starting area, and I have been hammering away in the dirt all day long. I just ran out of soil between new plants and up planting lots of things and getting them ready to go out in the garden. I thought I'd take you for a look around. I went ahead and popped the grow lights off. They kind of mess with the camera, and then I'll get them right back on. But let me get you in here and show you. This is the first rack that we've planted out, and most of it has been up planted. But not only that, all of these I just planted yesterday. And then look at how phenomenally the different things are growing. Starting up here, what I planted out was an entire rack of marigold, and then 2 racks of different sunflowers. These are those mammoth sunflowers. If we could get the good sunflower seeds off of them, we could feed them to our chickens ourselves and not have to pay for that over the winter. And then these are regular sunflowers. I think they will give great height and some anchoring into the garden this year. Over here, we have planted out everything that was in here. I'll show you the pots in just a second, but I do have some zinnias left going there. Next row, we have got some beautiful celery. The celery is doing fantastic. I think that was my greatest success last year, in that I grew a year's worth of celery. Over here we have some green onions that are doing well, and then the plants behind it not so well. I think I'm going to restart some of that. Moving on to the next tray, we have a ton of basils going. They smell so good when they are disturbed, and they are doing wonderful. I got 1 row of them, the little purple ones, up planted. Like I said, I'm out of soil, and I'd like to get those divided the next day or so. And then next are some mints. These mints are doing fantastic as well, and those need to be up planted. The next 2 rows down here is all of the beautiful tomatoes. Each tomato, I'll just pull this guy because he's not happy in there, is labeled as what kind of tomato it is. Some of them are they were looking worse yesterday, but they are doing fine. Those need to be up planted, and I'm hoping to get them in the greenhouse really quickly, and then the tomatillos as well. The peppers were slow going this year getting those started, so I did pick up a few from the greenhouse. However, all the peppers seem to be taking off now. I think they need the nice warm temperature outside. And what we've been doing here in the basement is not actually running the wood stove. The temperature is fairly decent. Let's check on that. It's about 70 degrees in the basement, which is fantastic for growing these things. But the fact they've kind of cold grown, I think will help them quite a bit, not being as hot as they were upstairs last year, and then being able to transfer them out into the garden. Hopefully these grow lights here don't disturb the camera too terribly bad. We have some big things growing here, but they're doing amazing. Right here we have nothing but beets, and it's a whole rack of beets, a whole rack of we got kohlrabi, Brussels sprouts. So these are all kohlrabi. And then this one here is all cabbages. And so this would be all broccoli and cauliflowers. Now, those are really simple for me to grow here in Alaska, and they seem to do really, really well. I started them a little bit later than last year. Because they were so big when I planted them out, it stunted them for a little bit, so I gave myself a little bit of grace there. I have some artichokes. The nasturtiums need to be in pots as quickly as possible, but they look fantastic cascading over like that. Last week we started some different zucchinis. The zucchinis seem to be doing really, really well. And then last over here, we just have some different cold weather flowers going on. What I have down here is a couple of the pumpkins have sprouted, but all of the watermelon, the cantaloupes, none of those did, and I have tried everything. So I think I'm gonna try the little trick this week of putting in them in the wet paper towel, get them to sprout, and then plant them. And so today, my beautiful friend Crystal had given me some butternut squash, some acorn squash, and some spaghetti squash seeds. And I've gotten those started today, as well as a couple of different kinds of squash that didn't sprout over there. We have some forget-me-nots that need to go into the ground. I went ahead and upplanted those, and then the peppers I grabbed from the store. Let me take you over now and show you what Caleb hung up for me. So that's just natural light, and this is actually pretty cool. These pots will hang in the greenhouse, and what my dream was to grow something different in each pot in order to harvest those for teas and tinctures and different things. And so we have all the beautiful stuff growing here. Aaron got these little metal things for free from a job, and then Caleb came over last night while Aaron was at work, and he hung them up for me so that I could at least upplant where the plants are going to be. And we have everything from lovage and fennel to dill and chives and just some really beautiful, fantastic things. And then I'm excited to show you what's going on down here. Those of you that remember the garden and the flower pots from last year, these are the same pots. However, doing things a little bit differently because I have so many of these pots. Everything in the back 2 rows is something that is just gonna overgrow these. So we have some dill, some feverfew, a bunch of borage, yarrow, all of the different herbs. These 3 pots here, we call them the chicken pots. They are just really beautiful flowers that get massive and overgrow these pots. And we line them up in front of the chicken coop. And if the chickens happen to get a hold of one of these flowers, there's nothing poisonous, nothing bad for them in there, but they will look fantastic. They look a little sad right now because I had just watered them and upplanted them today, but everything that I upplanted last night looks fantastic. So these guys will come alive here in just a minute, and that is what we have planted down here. Just in the middle of the floor. Oh my. What were you going to do with 15 eggs? What were you going to do with 15 eggs? Woo!
Water left over. Yeah, because Grandpa gave you 2 buckets yesterday. 2 buckets? 2 buckets? Big. Okay.
Last year, we just kind of eyeballed the fence line as straight as we could. This year, we're actually going to pull off the side of the coop here and off the corner of the greenhouse. The greenhouse isn't straight to where we want the fence to go. That's okay though, no big deal. But the new fence is going to go in We're going to try to square it up this way. And what had happened is last year we just got everything laid in here and we just kind of measured it out, did the best we could, eyeballed the whole thing. But now we're trying to kind of square it all up and make it look really good this year.
Hold it.
Stop.
Well, all the greatest ideas that with what we had wasn't working. So we went to the Home Depot and got some more stuff. We're going to do a different methodology. We're going to see if this will work. Cross our fingers and see if Jessica's strong enough to pound these things in. Okay? All right, let's try it out.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah, hold it, so twist. See the space? I'm going to go right down along your thing, right?
Yep.
Put your fingers, going to push through. Hold that.
Just don't hit it as hard.
Now you let it twist. Twist it back to you. See the twist in it? Yep. Hold that. Twist. Twist. Pull hard.
I am.
No, I don't think you are.
It doesn't matter what you think, I am.
Aye.
That's good.
Try in between the two of them. Open it up. Like this, man. Watch.
Almost down. There we go.
And we screwed up. Where we put the bolts?
Well, we had to. We had to have it on the inside. So the only choices the inside was that corner or this corner. And there's no way you could bolt the other corner.
Alright, work on that. Look at my level.
Alright, I have to take the saws out to the corner.
Go.
Do it again. Can we do a lower one? Alright.
Center.
Yep.
Huh?
These are still wet. Feel that log.
It's sitting on the ground, soaking. That one. Sure. Sure.
Hand me that rake.
Boy, that ain't gonna do it.
Dude, I'm the best at cleaning up this.
That's all natural dirt.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep. That's your problem. Got it. Landscape.
I don't think so. You missed one. See, you're missing. Go across this way. Go all the roots.
Got it.
Watch out, Bert.
Got it.
Watch out, Bert.
Watch out, Bert. You miss your brother? You miss Blue? Watch out, Bert. You're literally standing on it. Watch out, buddy.
This is no stinking snack. No stinking snacks.
All right. Now that I learned you something.
Now that you learned me something.
Wait. Where was there? There. Well, we got to right about here on the fencing for this video. The rest will be in the next, no problem. What is happening is everything is tied together. We still have to put the other greenhouse in, which I started building. And there's the fact that all of this area and where the greenhouse is going to go and the way the fence goes all have to get leveled and cleaned up. Plus we have to do something about the chickens. We've managed to start to get some of this snow finally melted. Aaron had to move it with the tractor. Well, we are actually officially going to be putting stuff in the garden today. What I have here is a whole box of onions and shallots. Now, let me just premise this by saying I had no idea that onions should be planted out 2 to 3 weeks before the last frost date. We are officially here at my location in Alaska, exactly 3 weeks from our last frost date. However, the weather is looking really, really well, with the lows still being fairly high, upper 30s, and then the highs being about 50 degrees right now. So after reading all of the information that the company sent me, I needed to plant these onions. Well, I don't have the garden fence up, totally ill prepared for this because I just didn't know it. However, I have a solution. The solution is when the garden fence goes up, the trellis simply has to move because this entire 40-foot long bed behind me is surrounded by garlic and it is growing. So I've managed to do something right. We planted all this garlic out in the late fall and it is sprouting. I have little green shoots everywhere. I will show you. So I've just managed to remove most of the straw from this bed. It's okay to have some, but I do want to take you along and show you the issue that the straw was causing. Here in Alaska, garlic needs a lot of insulation in order to survive our very, very deep freezes and very cold winters. So back in the fall, we put a very large layer of this on top of the garlic, and that is what has helped it survive this record-breaking snow year. Most of the garlic look really well, but what Aaron and I were noticing was this. Look over here, these little yellow garlic heads. What is basically happening is there was too thick of a piece of straw on top of it and the garlic couldn't grow through that. And then what proceeds to happen is I think it was preventing some of the cloves from sprouting. And so now when we're done with the onions, we'll put a very light layer because garlic and onions do not like weed pressure. With all that said, now that it's cleaned up, we'll start getting it prepared for planting the onions. When I was out here just the other day, I planted the first half behind me and all of a sudden the wind whipped up and it started dumping rain and I barely got out of here in time. Aaron and I have since been working on the fence and several other things. I have upplanted nearly everything and just done some really good maintenance on the seed starts, and now I am back to finishing this onion bed, and I want to show you how simple it is to plant onions. We already raked up the bed. The bed can't really be too terribly messed with because it is full of garlic. I'm going to do a center row here that is going to be for the fertilizer. So when I find big clumps of leftover straw, pull it to the side. The fertilizer we are doing is a 2100. So onions and garlic like this. This is ammonium sulfate onion plant fertilizer, and it came from the same company that I got the onions from. And we're just gonna put this down the center. And it's a 1 cup per 20 feet. And these rows are 20 feet. So it's just a nice good sprinkle. And we're going to fertilize both the onions and the garlic with this. Now I am going to come along the fertilizer row and do a row for the onions, and in doing so, push this soil over the fertilizer. I did yellow onions on that 20-foot bed over there. So I'm going to do the 2 red varieties over here. Red Zeppelin, Z-E-P-P-E-L-I-N will be the first row. So what I do is I just have this little trench, this little row, and I take the onion and I lay it in there. We are gonna have to thin these onions but we want enough for a good harvest. So we'll plant more than what we need in hopes that we can do some fresh eating and actually get some onions. Then I come along with the dirt and I just stand them up. And the soil is so, my rooster, the soil is so nice and light. The onion should do great. Then I even out where I walked and move down. And lastly, that row is called Red River. So we have some yellow ones there, two kinds of red, all the different garlics. I'll have to look back at my video and figure out what is planted where as far as the garlic goes. And then neither one of these appreciate weed pressure. And so all of the straw they took off of the bed in order to really uncover the garlic so it wasn't fighting so hard against the insulation layer. We're just going to do a super light layer of straw back onto the bed. And this is full of good organic material, straws and hay and leaves, but lightly, lightly, lightly.
Pull straight out, right? Watch out. Let me make this one flush. Ah.
So Aaron just built these nesting boxes really nice and quick. We filled them with some nice clean hay, and then the rabbits will do the rest from here. You coming?
And here is the other wild animal in her nesting box. Ooh, Peach. I got.
Okay, let me catch her. Oh my.
Peach. I got a mouthful of that. It wasn't egg.
Good morning. Here with Caleb and Destiny. They got us, how much is this? A lot of free drywall. We're gonna have to store it in their basement. Our basement is unfinished and we need to carry all of this around. The deal was what? You take all of it, even if it's no good.
Good and bad.
So good and bad. There's a bunch of pieces, but there's 2 more loads. So there's enough drywall to actually drywall our basement. So we're excited. Let's go.
Woo, shoulder shrug. Well, they're gonna run into that post, huh?
This is all good drywall on this one.
Okay, so Caleb got us a lot of drywall for a good deal. So we got a lot of stuff. We weren't really set up for it completely yet, but you can't beat the deal we got. So we're gonna place the drywall here, right here in the middle, and then we're gonna start, doing that exterior walls first, and work our way around, and then build our interior walls. And then hopefully the pile will start shrinking as we build our walls so we can move stuff around. And I think before we can hang all this drywall that we're getting, we have to do the electrical. We only have a few outlets in here. When we had it first done and the electrical done on the house, we only had a little bit done down in the basement just to get by because we were worried about moving in and getting living first. So we still have some electrical to do, and then probably some plumbing over in the corner for the bathroom. And then we can start running all of our drywall and stuff like that. But it'll be a little while before we get to it, but you gotta get the deals when you can.
Yesterday we were able to get all of this 2 giant stacks of drywall down here in the basement. And although there is some damage, what I'm understanding is how and what happens is like the forklift will hit a pile of the drywall and the drywall hangers will reject like a whole pallet. It doesn't go back to the store. Like it doesn't go back to Home Depot or Lowe's or Spenard or something like that. It gets sold off or sent off or whatever. Anyway, that's how this guy came upon this. But as always, the deal is take everything. We do have a construction dumpster. So a couple of really, really bad pieces that are totally unusable, they went into the dumpster already. So we're not even gonna store them. So that is exciting. And then yesterday, our youngest, Wyatt, graduated high school. So we rushed out of here, headed off to his graduations. A great big congratulations to him for all of his achievements and hard work coming back this senior year after a broken back and being able to wrestle and do all of the different things that he did. We are so incredibly proud of him. It was also Aaron's birthday, so I would love to wish a very happy birthday to the love of my life, and I am so excited to be sharing this life with you, these kids growing up and all of that. We had a lovely dinner with family and some friends at a local restaurant. It was also Mother's Day this week, so a very happy Mother's Day to all of those that it applies to. Our beautiful daughter Cody made a very special dinner for myself, my mother, and my grandmother. So thank you, beautiful Cody. Dinner was amazing. And now it has been about 6 days since I started recording this video, taking you along for the bits and pieces that go into the week. And for the first time, I am actually going to start moving the plant starts outside to harden off. I might just roll them into this doorway for today so I can clean up the rest of the basement. But I did actually plant up all of the tomatoes and tomatillos and upplanted everything, and it is all taking off like complete craziness. So just rolling these over here in front of this doorway will work out fantastic. They're getting that outside air, they're getting a little bit of sunshine, and then we will roll them over the hump tomorrow for a couple more hours and then working them all the way to the outside garden. I did decide while I was cleaning all of this up that I would load up the wagon. I am going to start taking things. I want to use this rack in the greenhouse as kind of an area where I can stage everything that I need, both in the greenhouse and in the garden. And everything that was on this rack is all the grow bags, fertilizers, anything that I need outside. So now is the perfect time to get everything set up, but I'll have to save that for the next video. I do hope you guys enjoyed some time with us here on the homestead. We still have a ton of work to do ahead of us. I hope you stick around and join us. We'll see you soon. Come on, Blue. I am down here in the basement this morning repotting the tomatoes, uppotting them. I was hoping they would last till the grow bags. They are not going to. They're outgrowing their things. And I'm just enjoying myself, and I kept going, there's someone behind me, and it was totally freaking me out because I have the back door open, but I have visitors. Let me show you. Ladies, why are you in my basement? I'm already a little freaked out. The chickens never scare me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she... Anyway, the ladies have come for a visit. Out, out. You are in a... Outside. Ah, shoot, outside. Come on. Where are you even going? Come on. Come on. Two.